So I just finished the gym. I'm in the gym parking lot right now. This back day was kind of bad because my lower back, my tailbone was hurting a lot, probably from squatting heavy now that I have that again. So I had to go lighter. I had to kind of compensate for that, lighter, get a good pump still, focus on my muscle connection, and still train intensely. But I just came from the locker room and I was changing. I don't usually change, but I had to today. And then this older, middle-aged gentleman, overweight of course, came up to me and he was just kind of like, "Yo, is that Bruce Lee? Oh, damn, nice. You're my inspiration," right? I was like, "Oh, thank you, thank you." He was complimenting me, I guess. Well, that's how I took it. But then he went on to say like, you're really young, you know, you don't need to take it that serious. He started pain dumping, I'd call it. He was trying to give me advice, but I took it as bullshit because, you know, I didn't want to hear all that, right? He was saying, "Oh, when you get to my age," he's like, "you have a good physique, but when you get to my age, you know, you're gonna look like me, right? You're gonna slow down," and then all that. And I'm like, "Nah, I don't think so." He's like, "Well, yeah, you will, because, oh, I used to do Taekwondo. I used to be able to press 300 pounds. I was like, "Oh, nice, bro, nice, right? I was at least like, I wasn't trying to be mean. I was just trying to hear him out. And of course, these type of people have came up to me many times. I was just casually changing and minding my own business, but I guess he took offense to the way that I look. I don't know what it is, right? They see a younger guy, more in shape, and their first instinct is to talk down on them and say, "Oh, you're gonna lose that physique once you get to my age. I'm 50 years old." Like, bro, I don't really think that's okay, right? So it makes me a little bit ticked off, because if I was even in his position, or I don't know, because I hope I don't end up there, I would want to tell somebody of the youth to still try their best to stick to good habits, right? He was telling me, just live your life, oh, and all that. And I was just like, nah, I hope that I still am able to stick to my good habits even when, you know, life gets hectic, right? But he was like, no, life is gonna learn to humble you for thinking stupidly, right? He was like, I was like that. I was younger and stupid, so I thought that was fine. But I grew up, and like, he was giving the excuses, and honestly, I don't take it personal, but it does kind of take me off. Like, we live in an age of information where the snap of your finger, you can get a workout routine and a meal plan in seconds, right? AI, free courses online, YouTube videos. There's so much information out there, but nobody wants to take the action, right? That's where the problem lies. And then you have people like this who make excuses, who, what I believe, projects their own insecurities and their own failures onto somebody else who is trying to better themselves, right? Isn't that messed up? Because if it isn't, I guess, I don't know, I guess I'm a dick for thinking that. But like, bro, you're overweight. Why do you think I'd listen to you when I look like how I do and I don't want to end up like you, right? He's trying to put it into my mind, oh, life is gonna humble you, you know? Oh, you're only gonna have that when you're young, when you're active. You could probably run faster than me right now, but once you get to my age, middle-aged, 50, you know, have a family, have a job, then you're just gonna get fat like me. Like, this guy was like literally 260 pounds or something at like 5'4", and he was still trying to tell me something. I was like, oh my gosh. The interaction itself was a couple minutes. He was rambling. I was like, okay. I was just trying to get on with my business, right? But it still stuck with me. you know? Because like, there's so much information out there, but you want to continue to make excuses, and you want to continue to live your life just to be unhealthy, just to probably be insecure, and just to probably, you know, not have a higher quality of life. All right? That's what happens when you make excuses like that. That's what happens when you don't try to go out and get it, right? There's so much you can learn based off of free content. Like me as a creator, I have an Instagram where I literally drop free game all the time. I try to give the most advice, information, tips, debunking myths, all that stuff on YouTube and on Instagram. That's literally what I do. Plus, I help other people get to where they want to go with their fitness journey, right? If they want to look good, if they want to feel good, if they want to see the weight scale go down, go up, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm putting myself out there to try to help, and also I'm trying to improve myself as well. Yet people have all this at the tip of their fingers, and they still make excuses, and they still want to sit there on their ass and do nothing. Because for me, I was as open as I could be, right? I didn't like my situation, but I didn't ever, you know, blame it on anybody else. I didn't try to make excuses because I thought that was seen as weak, and I'm glad that I thought that way. But it all didn't mean nothing unless I actually took action, right? I went out and found information. I remember times where I would literally look at the 6-minute 6-pack workouts on YouTube. I would go on TikTok and try to look at all the creators, what's the best workout split, you know, tier list on workouts, all of this stuff, right? And slowly I was kind of sculpting my mindset and my information on what I knew was right and what I knew was wrong. And I went to the gym and I got after it. With the information that we have in this day and age, you can start today, but tell me why people don't. I think it's because when life hits, the first thing that we sacrifice is our fitness goals, because you don't think that's important. Oh, you're still trying to worry about surviving and comfort, and you just sacrifice your fitness goals completely because you don't think that's important. It should be the other way around. That should be your number one priority. Maybe you're trying to look good, and yeah, that's dismissible, but at least care about your physical health and well-being. It's so crazy to me how many people have such limiting beliefs that they can't even fathom themselves in an in-shape body, extremely healthy, best shape of their lives at, I guess, an older age. Like that, there's literally people your age probably who have insane physiques, and they're gonna make the excuses of, I'm too busy for that. Oh, they're on steroids. Oh, they're taking gear, peptides. Like, that's such cope, you know? All of that is just cope for your current circumstances, your lack of effort. I understand it because you're trying to find a good reason for why you're in the position that you are. But what I don't understand is trying to tell somebody else that they can't, you know, achieve something just because you didn't. That's extremely entitled of them to think that. Information was never the problem because we live in the day and age of information. Ask ChatGPT. You can have everything right now and start today, but people don't do that. Many of you that I spoke to tried for a week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe you've reached a month, but then you fall off track first thing because of your life, whatever circumstances may have happened, and you just completely quit on your goals. And that's only because you don't have anybody to keep you accountable. I don't think I would have been able to get to where I am now if it weren't for the people that I surrounded myself with. I wasn't around people validating my lack of effort, validating my shitty lifestyle. I was around people who kept me to a higher standard. I don't think I cared enough about myself before to even think about that, you know? But seeing others getting results only made me want to get results as well. And at first, I didn't really care that much to go out and get after it. But once I saw people around me pushing themselves very hard, it made me want to do so as well. And every single time I was asked to go to the gym, I didn't want to seem like a pussy and just say no. I wanted to, of course, show up. I hated making excuses because I see it as weakness. So like, I was gonna say yes regardless of the way I felt. You know, slowly I was able to build that over time, but I would never be able to if I quit in that first week, month, 3 months, 6 months of me working out. Information's not the problem. Implementation is the problem. You don't have anyone or anything keeping you accountable. If anything, we're probably in a surplus of information, which leads people into this state of analysis paralysis, where they're unable to figure out what the best plan, the perfect plan is, and it just makes them crippled to trying anything, right? I would rather you be an idiot and go straight to attacking one thing so you can at least fail and learn and actually get better, right? At least when you do that, you have data to work on. You understand that this doesn't work. You can't even tell what works and what doesn't unless you try it out for yourself. The secret is everything works. Even Arnold split works if you tried it for long enough, right? Even though it's not the most optimal. Like, it's not an information thing, it's just an implementation thing, and you don't have anybody keeping you accountable. If you can't do it for yourself, you need a system that will allow you to do that. And the only way you can do that is by being in the right mindset to go out and try to cultivate that for yourself. For my clients right now, I am that person for them because I always remind them the second that they're off track. I'm not a dick about it. I'm not extremely annoying with it. I'm just like, hey bro, quick reminder that you didn't really hit your protein today. Make sure you do better tomorrow, all right? One day's fine, but tomorrow, try more with intention, right? And that's all it takes. There's nobody in your life that does that for you. So you need to be the one to go out and do it for yourself. That guy that I encountered in the gym probably had friends around him or family around him who had shitty habits too, who had a shitty lifestyle, and fed him the lie that by his age, it's okay to be fucking fat. It's super sad to me how much people have lost hope. When I know that every single time I've been told this, right, there's been multiple times, it just makes me want to make sure my habits are set in stone even more. I don't want to become your age. I don't want to be 30 with a dad bod. I don't want to be 50 with a dad bod. I want to make sure that all of my health markers are, you know, exceeding expectations. That's probably the best thing that you can do for yourself, because how would you be able to perform properly, to think properly, to look good, present yourself well, have confidence in yourself, and do the things that you want to do with your career if you don't have that? I can't even imagine what it's like to be that way, because I never made that excuse to myself, or I never try to put others down for trying, right? If I saw somebody trying, someone in a better position than me, I don't give any excuses like, oh, he's probably younger, he probably has a better starting point, he probably had information that I didn't, he probably, you know, is on steroids or some other coping mechanism. All I know is that that person's better than me, and I'm not there yet. And I could be there because there's somebody out there that's my age that is probably in the best shape of their lives, who probably has the most money in their pockets, who probably has the relationships and the charisma that I want, the lifestyle that I want. There's somebody out there that has that. So who am I to judge others for trying, to judge others for, you know, going out and doing the things that I'm not willing to do? That's unacceptable to me, you know? And so I wish the best for that guy in the gym, but I never want to have his life. All it takes is showing up every single day and not making any excuses like that, or else you'll end up being that grumpy old guy who's just talking shit to younger kids. The only way you can get there is if you don't like things about your life. if you were flourishing, if you were doing good, you wouldn't even have the time to hate on others, to try to talk people down. Like, he basically called me stupid and arrogant for thinking that I can, I guess, be in decent shape at an older age. Like, does that even make sense? I want all of you to be able to take action today. I want all of you to look at my YouTube, look at my Instagram, and be able to find information and start right now. You can even ask ChatGPT a foolproof plan, and it will give it to you, and it will actually work. I don't want you guys to be that old grumpy bastard who talks down on others, who tries to, I guess, cope with their shitty lives by making other people's lives shitty as well. I don't want you guys to be like that. I want you to flourish. I want you to be able to reach the highest heights you can probably imagine of, and know that it's possible because there's somebody out there in your same exact situation that has it all. It may be a small percentage, since so much people make excuses just like this person did, but it is so possible. Because the window is small, it will only make you stand out even more. That doesn't mean that it's impossible for you. Nobody's gonna hold your hand, tell you, or help you better yourself. It's up to you to keep yourself accountable and go out your way to do that. Because if anything, they're gonna talk down on you. They're gonna make sure that you don't hit your goals, only because people's insecurities are projected onto others if they see you trying hard. If your achievements reflects their failures, they're only gonna try to humble you and keep you down. How is life gonna humble me and take away my physique when I'm older, when I'm already humble in the fact that a lot of people have better lives than me, probably are better in shape than me, and I'm not over here being bitter and telling them not to do what they're doing because of this and that, right? And the only thing that I'm focused on is myself. How is that even possible? I'm gonna leave this by saying not to make any excuses or shift blame on anybody else for your situation other than yourself, because you have all the power in your hands to do that. You have all the information, all the ways that you can implement it. You have what it takes, yet you just need to go out and get it, right? Finding shortcuts, finding excuses, and finding ways to shift the blame will only harm you, regardless of how comfortable you are in your situation right now. I want all of you guys to be winning. I don't want you to be that middle-aged fat guy that just tells younger kids, be realistic with your life. You're gonna lose that physique and it's not gonna matter. Stop trying to have it to impress girls, bro. I have it to at least be healthy, at the least, bro. I told his ass. But look, understand that today you have what it takes to take action right now, and it's only up to you to decide to do that. The only person that would hold your hand the entire journey would be a fitness coach that actually cares about you. So if you don't know who I am, my name's Eric Trin. I'm 19 years old and I run a fitness coaching offer. And if you want to learn the systems, if you're interested in working with me one-on-one, face-to-face, where I actually hold your hand throughout the entire process, book a call in the link in the description and I'll be able to qualify you on our call. But if not, take action today by coming up with a plan to go out and do it. Do it today. The more you wait, the more pressure you have on yourself so that you don't even feel like doing it, and you start getting too comfortable in your current circumstances. And then you'll be in this constant cycle of going back to being disappointed, to being complacent, and it's just a shit show. All right, trust me, I've been there. But that's it for the video. I had to get that off my chest because I've heard it so many times, and it's to the point where it's like, I can't believe people are just like this, right? They have so little belief in themselves. And so, like, comment, subscribe if you want to. Leave a comment down on what you thought of the video. I want your true opinions. Leave a comment on what you're struggling with right now, right? I'd want to hear all of that. And yeah, lock in.